Most of us expectant parents believe that the gender of their children is determined by the chromosomes flipping a coin. Boys and girls are equally likely, but in fact the probabilities are not the same. When 100 girls are born, the world will add 106 boys. Of course it's not equal. Lead to global, boys born every year, about 10 million more than girls. There are also some countries, due to a preference for boys, the probability of human intervention, but it doesn't explain because of the probability elsewhere, basically fixed. The birth of boys and girls is controlled by nature. Actually, then the birth rate. What's even more surprising is that for every 150 occurrences, when a male fetus fertilizes an egg, the fertilized egg of a female fetus, but only 100, this is for the beginning, in a biological sense, male advantage. After a tragic problem arises, male fetuses outnumber female fetuses, more likely to miscarry or die at the end. Boy born, they're also more susceptible to deadly diseases and a certain risk of death, and more vulnerable to violence than girls. So until the child grows up, right down to childbearing age. The male to female ratio at this time, it's almost 1-to-1. But the possibility of having a boy also during pregnancy, the impact of living conditions, for example, in the early 1960s, the Great Famine that happened in our country at that time, the relative probability of having a boy suddenly decreases. It didn't go up until after the famine was over, because in a way, a woman's uterus can experience difficult times, inhibit the survival of the male fetus. We can do that in other mammals, see the same problem. When resources are scarce, the male offspring of a female animal less than normal, and when resources are abundant, things will go back to normal. For this question, the best explanation we have is it's about sex. In a biological sense, the goal of copulation is reproduction. Pass the genes on. The female offspring are the guarantee of reproduction no matter his own conditions, because male mammals always willing to mate. Males, on the other hand, is to compete for the right to mate. Generally speaking, having a boy poses a greater risk. They are at any stage of growth, could die. They're even reproducing. Before the mission is completed, he lost his life.